I've had the pleasure of hanging it with my wife and Sheila today, and I'd like you all to please give them a vote of thanks. I'm not going to say very much because PJ has a ring. Not rude. So, PJ Lynch, please.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Marcus. And many thanks to Marcus, Mary Louise, and Sheila for hanging the show. I didn't realise it's usually Brian that hangs these shows, and well, it's great that someone was able to step in and do such a lovely job. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to the United Arts Club. It's one of my happy places, and we have the very happy task tonight of celebrating 25 years of Illustrators Ireland with this fabulous exhibition. I came in early to have a good look around the exhibition, and there's some amazing work on the walls. Most of it's for sale, and a lot of it, there are some prints, so it makes it very, very affordable. So it's a great honor for me to have been invited to say a few words to open the exhibition and to mark this important birthday for our organization. In some ways, the last 25 years seems to have flashed past. But on the other hand, there have been a great many major changes during that time. The biggest changes, I can see some of them in front of me, is the change of personnel. Illustrators Ireland, I remember 25 years ago coming together, and there's so many different faces of the new young illustrators here, and some of whom may not have even been born back then. I don't know. It might be that young. But it's also great to see some of the old hands, some of the old guard are still standing and still drawing. Looking at you, Alan.
I'm not an illustrator anymore, that's why I'm not into it. Old.
It's all relative.
No, there's lots of old is the wrong word, veteran illustrators. And
Experienced.
they're still drawing by hand, and that brings me to the second big change that's happened in the last 25 years. It's the technological developments that have happened with digital art, and in particular with AI only in the last few years. And I'm wondering what AI could mean for the future of young illustrators, people who are just starting out now. And for all creators, writers, filmmakers, musicians, everybody's going to be affected by AI. Going back a long, long time, when I started illustrating, there wasn't even Photoshop. No one had personal computers in those days. We did everything by hand, we drew it, we painted it, it got scanned. But back then, when computers started coming into it, and desktop publishing, a lot of artists felt threatened by the idea of digital art. But these days, most of us use digital methods every day as tools to serve our creativity. And that's wonderful. And I hope that something like that is going to happen with AI. But we just don't know. But anyway, this is going to be a discussion that the younger members of Illustrators Ireland will be having as our organisation enters its second century. Hard to believe it. 25 years ago, Illustrators Ireland came into existence when a loose group of illustrator friends got the idea that coming together in a formal group could be a good move for them, for their practice and for illustration in Ireland. It was also important that we could get together occasionally and talk about professional issues, and of course to have a bit of fun. I remember there were always good-natured arguments. I shouldn't say always. Sometimes it didn't get so good-natured. But about the direction that we should go in, and somehow the Illustration Ireland organisation did move forward, and bit by bit over those years we have achieved some great things. Primarily, we have raised the status of the art of illustration in Ireland, and we've raised the profile of illustrators, Irish illustrators abroad. Illustrators Ireland has promoted individuals, offering guidance and practical advice to new talent, creating platforms for exposure, and working to ensure that the value of illustration is recognised and respected in publishing, advertising, design and beyond. With any organisation, there needs to be a strong leadership, and there needs to be hard-working individuals who push the programme forward. With Illustrators Ireland, we've been really lucky with both. Some of the most inspiring contributions have come from people who got involved in the practical running of the organisation. These members have helped to keep the wheels turning, the emails answered, the exhibitions hung, and the advocacy constant. It's easy to overlook this kind of work, but it's the glue that held Illustrators Ireland together. It's thanks to them that we as an organisation have achieved so much. I'm going to name check some of these folks. Apologies in advance because I'm going to miss some people, but I'm going to go way back to the start with Tom Byrne, Kevin McSherry. I was hoping that some of them might be here. Tom's in Florence, so that was unlikely. Porrig Nolan, Steve Simpson, Steve Dugan, Steve Sinnott, lots of Steves. Roger O'Reilly, Joven, Peter Donnelly, Niamh Sharkey, Alan Clark, Ali Mercado. In the show tonight we have Mario Sugi, Brian Fitzgerald, Una Gildee, and Jennifer Farley. And newer officers are Una Woods, Paul Nugent, Linda Farland, Debbie Jenkinson, Niall McCormick, and Tatiana Feeney. And it's really good to know that the organisation is in good hands going forward. Brian Gallagher, who's a member of the United Arts Club, and our outgoing director, Mike Suggs, couldn't be here tonight, unfortunately. Brian has helped organise so many exhibitions that have taken place here at the United Arts Club. Regarding leadership, we've had, before Mags became, do you want to get that? Who's voted? Before Mags became the director of Illustrators Ireland, we had loose kind of leadership. I would say Kevin McSherry, Porrig Nolan, Niamh Sharkey, Alan Clark were all great figures leading the organisation. But when Mags took over, there was a little bit of a more formal role that developed. And as she took on the role, and she was a children's book illustrator, the organisation had a shift towards children's books. This suited me fine. That's what I was doing. So thanks to Mags and her team, Illustrators Ireland has had a considerable and growing presence at the Bratislava Illustration Biennial and at the Bologna Children's Book Fair. This all results in greater recognition for Irish children's book illustrators internationally and also within Ireland. Publishing of children's books is thriving here, and I feel that Illustrators Ireland deserves to claim its share of the credit for that. For years, we illustrators skulked in the shadows of authors. Because book people and the folks running book awards routinely privilege the writer over the illustrator. We've done a lot of work to change that mindset. I know that Mags particularly honed in on that, and we've made a lot of progress, but it's an ongoing battle, and the new leadership will have to keep on top of that. I think Mags can be very proud of her contribution as the director over many years. Naturally, the new leadership of the organisation will have their own particular focus, their own interests, and I, for one, am eager to see where Illustrators Ireland will go in the next 25 years. Looking at the wonderful work around us, fabulous illustration, I have every confidence that Irish illustrators will continue to inspire, delight, and provoke us with their art, and Illustrators Ireland will continue to support them in a spirit of generosity, dedication, and professionalism. Happy birthday, Illustrators Ireland.